Being a magician who also plays poker, it's not uncommon for me to get asked about cheating. It seems that a lot of people have become fascinated with different methods of cheating at poker. So I'm going to run through a few examples of some common ways that you may be cheated at the poker table. So the first one I'm going to talk about is called stacking. Now stacking is a method of mixing or shuffling the cards, and in the process rearranging cards in a very specific order so that when the cards are dealt out, you're going to wind up with the winning hand 100% of the time. So for example, if we're playing, say, a six-handed game like this, as the cards get dealt out, you would wind up with, for example, 4 aces. Now that's one method. Another very common method is called bottom dealing. And this just involves the cheater having 4 aces at the bottom of the deck, just like this. And when they go to shuffle the cards, they're going to drop those first 4 aces off and then shuffle the rest of the cards. So this way, when they square everything together, they'll still have those 4 aces down at the bottom of the deck. Now when they deal the cards around the table like this, when they get to their hand, they're going to want to reach under the deck and pull out one of those aces. So each time they deal a card for themselves, they're pulling out a card from the bottom, hence the term bottom dealing. Now, of course, as you speed it up, it can look quite deceptive, and it becomes very difficult for people to see if you actually take a card from the top or if you're really taking a card from the bottom, and you'd wind up with those 4 aces. Now, in a lot of cases, this is going to arouse suspicion. If you're dealing and you're also getting 4 of a kind or royal flush or some kind of hand like that, people might accuse you of cheating. So to prevent that, cheaters usually work in unison with a partner. So say I have a partner seated in seat number 4. What I would do is I would deal the cards, and as I get to my partner, I'm going to deal him one of those aces from the bottom. This way all the heat is off of me and it doesn't arouse any suspicion, and I can assure that my partner is going to get the winning hand, those 4 aces, just like that. Now, of course, all of this is meaningless unless you also give the other players seated at the table a decent enough hand to where they're going to want to play as well. So, for example, this player over here, you give maybe 3 of a kind, 3 twos, or maybe you give this person a high 2 pair. Now, of course, the other 2 players, they may have more chips, more money, so you're going to want to give them a little bit better hand, maybe 3 queens. And just to spice things up, you can give this player a flush. But here's a word of caution. If you're ever this player seated in seat number 4, and you're playing alongside with the dealer, and he just dealt you an unbelievable hand like 4 aces, you'd be very wise to follow the old proverb, trust your friends, but always cut the cards. Because sometimes when all the cards are laid out on the table, you're going to realize that you were actually the one who was getting hustled all along.